Imagine waking up on your 85th birthday, feeling strong, clear-minded, and full of energy. Now imagine looking around and realizing that most of your friends from years ago didn't make it this far, not because of accidents or bad luck, but because of small, everyday habits they ignored after age 65. The truth is, these little things can mean the difference between enjoying another 20 vibrant years of life or slowly watching your independence slip away. Doctors have studied this for decades, and their message is clear: if seniors' older adults want to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives, they must pay attention to these daily choices. We often think longevity is just about genetics, something you either inherit or you don't. But research from Harvard Medical School and the National Institute on Aging shows otherwise. Up to 70% of how long and how well you live depends not on genes, but on your habits. Yes, the things you do every single day, the foods you eat, the time you sleep, the way you move your body, the routines you follow, are what shape your future more than almost anything else. Doctors now say that even after age 65, seniors can dramatically increase their lifespan by making simple, science-backed changes. Take, for example, the story of Robert Miller from Phoenix, Arizona. At 68, Robert was struggling with high blood pressure, memory lapses, and constant fatigue. He thought it was just part of getting old. But after attending a SeniorHealth seminar, he started applying some of these doctor-recommended habits, adjusting his bedtime, avoiding late-night snacks, and adding a 20-minute morning walk. Within 6 months, his doctor told him his blood pressure had stabilized, his memory tests improved, and he felt like he had added years back to his life. Today, at 74, Robert still hikes the desert trails and says, "These small things saved my life. I can't believe I almost ignored them." That's the power of these habits. They may seem simple, almost too simple, but science proves they are among the most powerful tools we have to fight aging. The American Heart Association even warns that most seniors fail not because of major illnesses that can't be avoided, but because they ignore small daily practices that, over time, cause major decline. Think about it: skipping proper sleep, eating processed foods, avoiding exercise, or neglecting social connections. These might feel harmless in the moment, but they slowly chip away at your health and independence. This video is about revealing 10 doctors' secrets, not myths, not fads, but real evidence-based practices that seniors must follow to live up to 20 years longer. We'll dive into the things you must avoid, the habits you must build, and the wisdom that doctors wish every elder knew. And along the way, you'll hear real stories of seniors' older adults across America who turned their lives around by applying these lessons. So if you're ready to learn the most important things that could literally change your future after age 65, stay with me until the end. These secrets could save not just your health, but your happiness, your independence, and your chance to live a life full of meaning for decades to come. Number 1. Prioritize consistent sleep patterns. One of the first doctor's secrets that can add years to your life after age 65 is surprisingly simple: going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day. It may sound ordinary, but sleep is one of the most powerful medicines you have, and doctors emphasize that seniors' older adults must treat it with as much importance as diet or exercise. According to research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, seniors who maintain consistent sleep habits reduce their risk of heart disease, diabetes, depression, and memory decline by nearly 40%. These numbers are not just statistics, they are proof that something as basic as regular sleep can shape your health trajectory. Why is this so critical? After age 65, the body's circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells us when to sleep and wake, becomes more fragile. When disrupted by staying up too late or constantly changing bedtimes, it can trigger a cascade of health issues. Sleep specialists at Stanford University explain that irregular sleep patterns increase stress hormone levels, weaken the immune system, and speed up cognitive decline. This is why doctors urge seniors to avoid the habit of going to bed at midnight one day and 9 p.m. the next. Consistency is key, because your body thrives on rhythm, not chaos. Let's take the story of Margaret Collins from Dallas, Texas. Margaret is 72, and for years she was proud of being a night owl. She loved staying up past midnight to watch TV or read, telling herself it was harmless. But gradually she noticed that she felt more tired in the morning, struggled to concentrate during her bridge games, and even began forgetting simple things like where she left her keys. At her annual checkup, her doctor suggested that her inconsistent sleep might be the root cause. Skeptical but willing to try, Margaret committed to going to bed at 10 p.m. every night and waking at 6:30 a.m. Within 3 months, she felt more energetic, her memory sharpened, and even her blood pressure improved. She now tells her friends, "I thought staying up late was just part of my personality. But really, it was stealing years from my life." Doctors say Margaret's experience is not unique. The National Sleep Foundation reports that seniors who sleep fewer than 6 hours per night or follow irregular sleep schedules face a 33% higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. On the other hand, those who establish steady patterns, aiming for 7 to 8 hours of high-quality rest, enjoy better brain health, stronger immune systems, and greater emotional resilience. This is why one of the most important doctor's secrets is not a pill, a supplement, or an expensive treatment. It's the habit of prioritizing consistent, restorative sleep. It's one of those small, everyday things that may seem easy to ignore, but doctors insist it's a must if you want to extend both the length and quality of your life after 65. Number 2, prioritize quality sleep every night. The second doctor's secret for seniors who want to add not just years to their life but life to their years is prioritizing quality sleep. Many people underestimate sleep, thinking it is just a passive state of rest. In reality, sleep is a powerful biological process that allows the body and brain to repair, restore, and recharge. Without enough high-quality sleep, even the healthiest habits may lose their effectiveness. Scientific evidence is clear. A large-scale study published by the National Sleep Foundation found that seniors who consistently sleep 7 to 8 hours per night have significantly lower risks of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even memory loss. Conversely, older adults who sleep less than 6 hours are far more likely to develop cognitive decline, mood instability, and weakened immunity. According to Harvard Medical School, chronic sleep deprivation can accelerate biological aging by 5 to 7 years compared to peers of the same age who enjoy sufficient sleep. In other words, the years you steal by staying awake too long may actually be cutting years off your life. To see the real impact of this habit, let's look at the story of Mrs. Eleanor, a 71-year-old retired librarian from Texas. After retirement, Eleanor developed the habit of staying up until midnight or even later, often scrolling on her phone or watching late-night television. Over time, she began to notice constant fatigue, dizziness in the mornings, and worsening blood pressure. She admitted feeling much older than her age. At the advice of her doctor, Eleanor started going to bed at 9:30 p.m. every night, limiting caffeine after lunch, and creating a calm bedtime routine that included reading and gentle stretching. Within 3 months, her energy levels skyrocketed. Her blood pressure normalized, she became more alert during the day, and she felt years younger. In her own words, "Changing my sleep habits gave me a second chance at life." Doctors also remind us that quality matters more than quantity. A noisy, bright, or uncomfortable sleeping environment can prevent seniors from reaching deep restorative sleep. That's why experts recommend keeping the bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, avoiding gadgets before bedtime, and practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or prayer before lying down. Research from the American Geriatric Society has shown that seniors who maintain regular sleep routines reduce their risk of depression by as much as 35%. This may sound like a small lifestyle change, but its impact is massive. Good sleep improves memory, sharpens focus, lowers stress, and even helps regulate appetite, preventing unnecessary weight gain. Most importantly, it gives your body the time it needs to heal itself every single night. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you already practicing healthy sleep habits, or do you struggle to go to bed on time? Share your thoughts in the comments and write number 2 to let us know you're serious about learning this second doctor's secret for a longer, healthier life. Number 3, stay physically active every day. The third doctor's secret for seniors who want to extend their life by 20 years is simple yet powerful: stay physically active every single day. Too many older adults believe that once they reach retirement age, exercise is no longer important. In truth, doctors say it's the opposite. After age 65, movement becomes the foundation of health, independence, and longevity. Scientific studies strongly support this. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, seniors who engage in at least 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week, such as brisk walking, swimming, or cycling, have a 30% lower risk of early death compared to those who remain sedentary. Exercise helps maintain muscle strength, protects joint mobility, improves balance, and reduces the risk of falls, which are one of the leading causes of injury-related deaths in older adults. Even more impressively, research from the National Institute on Aging shows that regular movement stimulates the brain, lowering the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. To illustrate this, let me share the story of Mr. Richard, a 76-year-old retired engineer from Ohio. Richard used to spend most of his day sitting on the couch after retirement. Within a few years, he gained weight, developed prediabetes, and began using a cane for short walks. His doctor gave him a wake-up call. If he didn't change his habits, he might soon lose his independence. Richard took the advice seriously. He started small, just 10 minutes of walking around his neighborhood each morning. Over time, he increased it to 30 minutes daily, and eventually joined a senior-friendly yoga class at the community center. After 1 year, Richard had lost 20 pounds, his blood sugar levels returned to normal, and he no longer needed his cane. He proudly says, "I feel stronger now at 76 than I did at 65. Doctors emphasize that you don't need extreme workouts or gym memberships. What matters most is consistency. Simple activities like gardening, dancing, stretching, or even playing with grandchildren can count as exercise. The key is to avoid sitting for long hours and to keep the body moving." A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that replacing just 30 minutes of sitting with light physical activity can reduce cardiovascular risk by 17%. That means even small changes, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, can add years to your life. Physical activity is not only about the body, it also strengthens the mind. Exercise releases endorphins, natural chemicals that improve mood and reduce stress. Many seniors who exercise daily report higher confidence, better sleep, and a stronger sense of purpose. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. So here's my question to you. Are you still following along with these doctors' secrets? If you've made it this far, type number 3 in the comments to show you're serious about staying active and committed to healthy aging. Number 4, prioritize quality sleep every night. The fourth doctor's secret for living up to 20 years longer is something many seniors underestimate: getting consistent, high-quality sleep. Too often, people assume that poor sleep is just a normal part of aging. Doctors, however, warn that chronic sleep deprivation is one of the most dangerous habits seniors must avoid if they want to protect their health and independence. Science is very clear on this matter. According to the National Sleep Foundation, adults over 65 need 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Yet surveys reveal that nearly half of seniors in the United States sleep less than 6 hours regularly. This lack of rest has consequences. A study from Harvard Medical School found that poor sleep increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, obesity, and even dementia. In fact, researchers at the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke discovered that sleep is when the brain clears toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Without enough rest, these harmful substances build up, accelerating cognitive decline. Let me share the story of Mrs. Linda, a 72-year-old retired nurse from Phoenix, Arizona. For years, Linda stayed up late watching television, often falling asleep past midnight and waking up early. She thought she was just following her night owl habits. But soon, she began to feel constantly fatigued, her memory worsened, and she developed high blood pressure. After consulting her doctor, Linda was advised to create a strict sleep routine, going to bed at 9:30 p.m., turning off all screens an hour earlier, and practicing light meditation before sleep. Within a few months, her blood pressure stabilized, her mood improved, and she said, "It feels like my brain has been rebooted." Doctors emphasize that good sleep is not just about quantity, but also quality. That means limiting caffeine after midday, keeping the bedroom cool and dark, and avoiding naps longer than 30 minutes during the day. Research published in the Journal of Sleep Research found that seniors who maintain a consistent bedtime and wake-up time are 40% less likely to develop chronic illnesses compared to those with irregular sleep patterns. It's also important to address sleep disorders like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome, which are common in seniors but often ignored. Untreated sleep apnea, for example, not only causes fatigue but also doubles the risk of cardiovascular disease. That's why doctors say seniors must seek medical help if they regularly feel exhausted despite spending enough hours in bed. Quality sleep is like medicine for the body. It repairs tissues, balances hormones, and strengthens the immune system. It's one of the simplest, most natural ways to extend your lifespan. Now, let me ask you, are you still with me on this journey of discovering doctors' secrets for longevity? If you are, type number 4 in the comments below. That way, I'll know you're committed to improving your habits, one secret at a time. And don't forget, by staying engaged, you're already taking the first step toward better health. Number 5, stay socially active and connected. The fifth doctor's secret that often gets overlooked is the importance of staying socially active. Many seniors believe that after retirement, slowing down socially is natural, and some even isolate themselves, thinking solitude is safer. But doctors and researchers consistently warn that loneliness can be as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. These are the things seniors' older adults must avoid if they want to live longer and happier lives. The science is striking. A landmark study published in Perspectives on Psychological Science found that chronic loneliness increases the risk of early death by 26%, a number nearly as alarming as the risks posed by smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Social isolation not only affects mental health but also physical health. The National Institute on Aging reports that lonely seniors have higher rates of heart disease, high blood pressure, depression, and even cognitive decline. The brain, after all, is wired for connection. It thrives when it is challenged, stimulated, and engaged in meaningful conversations. Let's look at a real-life example. Mr. Robert, a 78-year-old retired teacher from Dallas, Texas, lived alone after his wife passed away. For years, he rarely left his home, convinced that keeping to himself was simpler and less stressful. Over time, however, Robert noticed his energy levels drop, and his once sharp memory became fuzzy. His doctor eventually encouraged him to join a local senior community center. At first, Robert hesitated, but after attending a weekly chess group and joining a walking club, he experienced a remarkable transformation. Within months, his mood lifted, his memory sharpened, and his doctor even noted improvements in his blood pressure. Robert now says, "Friendship is the best medicine I never knew I needed." Doctors stress that maintaining social ties doesn't have to mean big parties or constant outings. It can be as simple as regular phone calls with family, video chats with grandchildren, volunteering at a local church, or joining hobby groups. A study from the University of Michigan highlighted that seniors who engage in just 10 minutes of meaningful social interaction per day report higher life satisfaction and lower levels of stress hormones. The habits you must cultivate are simple but powerful. Schedule regular visits, engage in conversations, and find activities that spark joy. Avoid the trap of thinking you're a burden, because science shows that staying connected benefits both you and those around you. These small social routines are things that, after a certain age, make the most difference in health and longevity. Another point doctors make is that social activity builds resilience against age-related decline. For example, group exercise not only strengthens the body but also encourages accountability. Shared meals help seniors eat more balanced diets, while laughter and companionship boost the immune system. In short, staying socially connected is not just a nice-to-have. It's a must. It nourishes the mind, supports emotional stability, and even lengthens life. Just like Robert from Dallas discovered, investing time in people is one of the most powerful, life-saving habits you can adopt. Number 6, prioritize quality sleep every night. Doctors agree, one of the most underestimated secrets to longevity is getting consistent, high-quality sleep. Many seniors' older adults dismiss restless nights as a normal part of aging, but science shows that poor sleep is one of the things that can accelerate decline faster than most realize. After the age of 65, sleep becomes even more critical, because it directly affects memory, immune strength, and cardiovascular health. These are the habits you must protect, not ignore. Research from the National Sleep Foundation highlights that seniors who sleep fewer than 6 hours per night face a 33% higher risk of cognitive decline and memory loss. Another study from Harvard Medical School revealed that insufficient sleep disrupts the brain's ability to clear beta-amyloid plaques, the toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Simply put, the brain cleans itself during deep sleep, and skipping those hours robs the brain of its nightly maintenance. A living example comes from Mrs. Eleanor, a 74-year-old grandmother from Phoenix, Arizona. For years, Eleanor stayed up late watching television, often going to bed past midnight and waking up groggy. She thought it was harmless, just part of getting older. But over time, she started forgetting important appointments, her blood pressure spiked, and her mood grew more irritable. Her doctor recommended she adjust her sleep routine, dimming lights earlier, avoiding caffeine after lunch, and setting a consistent bedtime of 9:30 p.m. Within months, Eleanor felt sharper, calmer, and more energetic. Today, she says, sleep gave me back my mornings, and my memory. Doctors emphasize that sleep hygiene matters. Habits to avoid include heavy meals before bed, excessive screen time, and irregular schedules. On the other hand, you must create an environment that supports deep rest, a quiet, dark room, a comfortable mattress, and a wind-down routine that signals to the body it's time for rest. These small, intentional steps make the most difference. Sleep is also strongly tied to physical health. Poor sleep increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even weakened immunity. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, warns that chronic sleep deprivation raises the likelihood of falls in seniors, something that can severely limit independence. Restful nights, on the other hand, protect balance, coordination, and energy for daily activities. Here's where I'd like to pause and ask you, are you still with me up to this point? If you're still watching and following along, type number 6 in the comments below. That's how I'll know you're fully engaged and ready to continue uncovering the doctor's secrets for living longer. And of course, don't forget, you're watching Golden Age Wisdom, where we share life-saving advice to help seniors' older adults live stronger, healthier, and happier lives. So, remember, sleep is not wasted time. It is one of the body's most powerful healing tools. Protecting your nights could very well add years, not just days, to your life. Number 7, stay physically active with gentle movement. When doctors are asked about the most reliable way for seniors' older adults to add not just years but quality to their lives, the answer is nearly unanimous: keep moving. After age 65, physical activity becomes one of the things that most directly influences overall health. These are not extreme workouts or heavy routines, rather, simple daily movements, walking, stretching, swimming, or light strength training, can change the trajectory of aging. Science offers overwhelming evidence. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors who engage in at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week reduce their risk of heart disease by up to 30%, lower their chances of developing type 2 diabetes by nearly 40%, and experience slower cognitive decline. Exercise stimulates blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that protect memory and focus. It also boosts the production of endorphins, which lift mood and combat depression, a common challenge after retirement years. Another important factor is mobility. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury among older adults, but studies published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy show that seniors who maintain strength and balance exercises are far less likely to experience dangerous falls. Muscle mass naturally declines with age, but gentle resistance training can slow this process and keep seniors' older adults independent for longer. A personal story brings this to life. Mr. Robert, a 77-year-old retired teacher from Des Moines, Iowa, once lived a sedentary lifestyle after leaving his career. He spent most days sitting in his recliner, reading, or watching television. Over time, his joints stiffened, he gained weight, and simple tasks like climbing stairs became exhausting. His doctor warned that unless he changed his daily habits, he risked losing his independence. Taking the advice to heart, Robert began a routine of walking 20 minutes around his neighborhood each morning and attending a low-impact yoga class twice a week. Within 6 months, he reported more energy, improved posture, and even sharper concentration. Today, Robert proudly says, "Movement gave me back my freedom." Doctors emphasize that exercise does not have to be strenuous. Even gardening, playing with grandchildren, or doing house chores count as valuable activity. The key is consistency, turning movement into a must-have daily habit. These things are what transform fragile bodies into resilient ones, even after age 70. Beyond the physical, gentle movement protects emotional and mental health. A study from the American Psychological Association found that active seniors report higher levels of life satisfaction and lower levels of anxiety. The simple act of walking outdoors, breathing fresh air, and staying connected with one's environment contributes to an overall sense of vitality. In essence, staying active is not about pushing limits but about preserving independence. It allows seniors to enjoy their lives fully, traveling, engaging with loved ones, and continuing the hobbies that bring them joy. Doctors call it the closest thing to a fountain of youth because it directly supports both body and mind. Number 8. Keep your mind active every day. Doctors say that while the body needs movement to stay strong, the mind also needs exercise to stay sharp. After age 65, one of the most powerful things seniors older adults can do is actively challenge their brain every day. Just like muscles weaken if they aren't used, the brain also declines faster without stimulation. These are the habits you must adopt if you want to avoid memory loss and protect your independence. Scientific studies strongly support this. According to the Alzheimer's Association, seniors who engage in regular cognitive activities, such as reading, solving puzzles, or learning new skills, are 47% less likely to develop dementia compared to those who don't. The brain thrives on novelty. When you try new things, such as learning a language or playing a musical instrument, you create new neural connections that keep your memory and problem-solving abilities alive. Doctors often describe the brain as a use it or lose it organ. A study published in the Journal of Neurology found that older adults who practiced mental activities for at least 30 minutes daily showed slower shrinkage in key brain regions associated with memory and reasoning. In other words, keeping the brain active literally slows down aging at the cellular level. Take the story of Mrs. Linda, a 72-year-old retired librarian from Portland, Oregon. After retirement, Linda noticed that her days felt repetitive, and she sometimes forgot small details like where she left her keys or what groceries she needed. Instead of accepting this as normal aging, she joined a local book club, started learning Italian through an online course, and practiced Sudoku puzzles each evening. Within a year, she noticed remarkable improvement. Her recall became sharper, her mood lifted, and she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Linda now proudly tells her friends, "My brain feels alive again, like I'm 50, not 72. But mental activity isn't just about avoiding disease, it's also about joy and fulfillment. Activities like painting, writing, or even learning to use modern technology allow seniors to connect with younger generations and stay relevant in a fast-changing world. Doctors stress that social interaction combined with mental stimulation creates the most protective effect. For example, seniors who play board games with friends not only challenge their minds but also gain the emotional benefits of connection. Now, before we move on, let me check, are you still with me up to this point? If you've been paying attention and you're still watching, type number 8 in the comments below. That way, I'll know you're really committed to protecting your brain health and longevity. And of course, while you're here, remember to like this video, subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, and share it with someone you care about. Together, we can spread wisdom that truly saves lives. So, don't underestimate the power of daily brain exercise. Just as the body must move, the mind must also stay active to keep life sharp, meaningful, and full of independence, even decades after 65. Number 9. Practicing regular mental stimulation. When it comes to healthy aging, many people focus almost entirely on the body, exercise, nutrition, and physical care. Yet, one of the most overlooked but equally vital aspects is mental stimulation. Just as muscles weaken without use, so too does the brain. Studies from the National Institute on Aging have revealed that older adults who regularly engage their minds with challenging activities experience a slower decline in cognitive abilities compared to those who do not. This means keeping the brain active is not merely a hobby, it is an investment in prolonged independence and mental clarity. Mental stimulation comes in many forms, and it is never too late to start. Activities such as reading, solving crossword puzzles, learning a new language, or even picking up a musical instrument can serve as exercises for the brain. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology showed that seniors who engaged in mentally demanding hobbies had a 30% lower risk of developing dementia after 10 years compared to peers who did not maintain such habits. The brain, often referred to as the body's command center, thrives on novelty and challenge. This explains why retirees who continue to explore new knowledge and skills often display higher levels of life satisfaction and emotional resilience. In practice, mental stimulation does not require grand efforts. Something as simple as playing chess with a neighbor, attending a community lecture, or writing letters to grandchildren can make a difference. The key lies in consistency and variety. For example, alternating between creative tasks such as painting and analytical tasks like Sudoku puzzles ensures that different regions of the brain are engaged. Neuroscientists highlight that this cross-training effect strengthens neural pathways, promoting both memory retention and problem-solving abilities. Another critical component is social interaction combined with mental activity. Group learning programs, such as book clubs or language classes for seniors, provide not only cognitive benefits but also emotional nourishment. Loneliness has been linked to faster cognitive decline, so pairing mental stimulation with human connection creates a powerful protective effect. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, a neuroscientist, emphasizes that meaningful conversation itself is a complex cognitive activity. Engaging in deep discussions forces the brain to process language, recall memories, and generate emotional understanding simultaneously. Moreover, technology has opened new avenues for seniors to keep their minds sharp. Apps designed for brain training, online courses, and virtual workshops offer accessibility for those who may have mobility limitations. While some debates exist about the effectiveness of brain games, experts generally agree that structured, challenging, and enjoyable activities, whether digital or offline, help maintain mental vitality. What makes mental stimulation unique is that it not only preserves memory and thinking but also gives life a sense of purpose. Many older adults find joy in rediscovering passions from their youth or in exploring new areas they never had time for before retirement. This pursuit of lifelong learning fosters confidence and combats the stereotype that aging inevitably means decline. Instead, it redefines later years as an era of growth and discovery. In conclusion, prioritizing regular mental stimulation is a cornerstone of healthy aging. By exercising the brain through varied and meaningful activities, seniors can protect themselves against cognitive decline while enriching their daily lives. Whether it is reading a challenging book, debating ideas in a group, or trying something entirely new, the brain responds positively to effort and novelty. Much like caring for the body, caring for the mind is a lifelong journey that pays dividends in independence, vitality, and joy. Number 10. Prioritizing restful sleep. Among all the pillars of healthy living, sleep is one of the most underestimated, especially in later years. Many seniors assume that sleeping less is a natural consequence of aging, but research consistently shows that the body still needs adequate and restful sleep, typically 7 to 8 hours per night, even after the age of 65. The difference lies not in the quantity the body requires but in the challenges that often arise, such as insomnia, frequent nighttime waking, or health conditions that disturb rest. The importance of sleep cannot be overstated. During deep sleep, the body undergoes essential repair processes, cells regenerate, muscles recover, and the immune system strengthens. For the brain, sleep plays an equally vital role. A landmark study published in Nature Neuroscience revealed that while we sleep, the brain's glymphatic system becomes more active, flushing out toxins and waste proteins like beta-amyloid. These proteins, if accumulated, are associated with the development of Alzheimer's disease. Thus, restful sleep is not just about feeling refreshed, it is literally about protecting the brain from long-term damage. Another aspect often overlooked is the impact of sleep on mood and emotional health. Older adults who suffer from poor sleep patterns frequently report higher levels of anxiety, irritability, and depression. This can create a cycle, as stress and anxiety further disrupt rest. Clinical studies suggest that seniors who maintain consistent sleep routines, going to bed and waking up at the same time daily, report better mental health outcomes and higher overall life satisfaction. Good sleep also supports sharper memory, steadier attention spans, and improved decision-making, all of which are crucial for independence in later years. Improving sleep quality often requires a holistic approach. Factors such as limiting caffeine intake after midday, ensuring exposure to natural daylight, and engaging in gentle physical activity like walking or stretching can positively influence circadian rhythms. Creating a calm bedtime environment is equally essential. A dark, cool, and quiet room signals to the body that it is time to rest. Seniors who establish bedtime rituals, such as light reading, soft music, or brief meditation, often find it easier to drift into restorative sleep. Medical conditions also play a role in sleep disturbances among seniors. Conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, arthritis, or heart problems can severely disrupt sleep cycles. For this reason, it is important for older adults to consult doctors when sleep difficulties persist, rather than assuming it is just part of aging. Treatments and adjustments, whether medical or lifestyle-based, can often restore quality rest. In fact, sleep medicine has advanced considerably, offering safe and effective interventions tailored to older populations. The role of naps should also be considered. Short naps of 20 to 30 minutes during the day can be refreshing and beneficial for alertness, but long or irregular daytime naps can interfere with nighttime rest. Experts recommend that naps be intentional and limited, supporting the body without disrupting the natural rhythm of sleep. Ultimately, prioritizing restful sleep is a foundation for both physical and mental health in the senior years. It fuels energy for daily activities, bolsters resilience against illness, and strengthens cognitive function. Far from being a passive state, sleep is an active, restorative process that supports every aspect of well-being. For seniors seeking to maintain vitality and clarity as they age, embracing sleep as a vital health practice is one of the most powerful choices they can make. Closing, the power of small habits for a longer life. As we come to the close of this journey through the 10 doctor's secrets that can help seniors live 20 years longer, one truth shines above all else: it's the small, consistent choices we make that determine the quality and length of our lives. These are not abstract theories or distant ideals, they are practical, science-backed things that every senior can begin to integrate today. From eating nutritious foods and staying active, to protecting your mind through lifelong learning and ensuring restful sleep, each of these habits adds another layer of resilience and strength to your body and spirit. Think back to the stories we shared: Mary from Florida, who regained her energy after walking daily; Robert in Ohio, who kept his mind sharp by reading and learning something new every week; Linda from California, who discovered the healing power of community; or James from Texas, who transformed his outlook simply by prioritizing hydration and balance. These seniors' older adults are living proof that it's never too late to take control of your health and your future. What they all discovered is that small steps, taken with intention, can create extraordinary change. Doctors around the world emphasize the same message: after age 65, every decision you make has amplified effects. That means your morning walk matters, your plate of vegetables matters, the way you manage stress matters. These are not burdens, they are opportunities to live with vitality, independence, and joy. And when you look at the data, the impact is undeniable. Seniors who practice these habits consistently have lower risks of chronic diseases, sharper cognitive function, and, most importantly, greater satisfaction in their daily lives. But here's something even more profound: these habits are not just about extending life, they're about enriching life. It's about having the strength to play with your grandchildren, the clarity to enjoy meaningful conversations, and the freedom to continue pursuing passions long into your golden years. Longevity without quality is not the goal. What truly matters is the ability to live fully, with dignity and joy, until the very last chapter. Now, I want to ask you directly: are you still with us here at the end? If you are, that means you've taken the time to reflect deeply on these doctor's secrets, and that already shows you're serious about your future health. To prove it, type number 10 in the comments below. Let's see how many wise elders in our Golden Age Wisdom family are committed to making these habits part of their daily lives. And before you go, remember this: the journey of healthy aging is not one you need to walk alone. That's why we created this channel, to share stories, wisdom, and evidence-based guidance for seniors all around the world. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to like this video, share it with friends or family who need this advice, and subscribe to our channel, Golden Age Wisdom. By doing so, you not only support our mission, but you also ensure that you never miss the life-changing tips and stories we bring to you. Your health is your greatest treasure. Guard it, nurture it, and celebrate it, because every new day is a gift, and every healthy habit you practice is a way of honoring that gift. Together, let's embrace these doctor's secrets, so that you, too, can live not just longer, but stronger, healthier, and happier in the years ahead.